Hi everybody and welcome back to our Timmy's Terrific Tome. It is, for those of you that haven't been following, it's a lapbook of immense proportions. Well, not the proportions aren't that big, but there's a lot going into it. And, well, I'll just show you. This is not the Timmy Tome. This is the one that I'm doing as a sort of prototype as I'm going along, so I can test things out and see what I think of them, or if they need changing or anything like that. So this is the size of it. So I mean, it's got a big spine on it. It's got 3-inch spine on it, and these spines here. But we have finished this part of it. Yay, it's lovely. Flips out like that, flips out like that. Do. Lovely. That's great. Right, lovely. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we are, let me just tie this up out of the way and then it's done, isn't it? Right, this spine here is what we're concentrating on today, because I'm going to put something on both of these side spines. You can't see them both. There you can, just about. Yeah, both of these side spines. There will be eventually a full-size proper journal going on this central spine. So you can see, this is what I mean by immense proportions. There's a whole lot of stuff going in here. So we've got our first piece made, and we've got it made in the Timmy journal too. And this piece here, and I'll show you on the next session how we're going to attach this, but it's going to be attached by ribbon, and it's this that we're going to be concentrating on today. So let's have a good look at it and then see what we need to do. You will be glad to know I've got all the paper inked and sewn around. So anyway, this is the front. It's got a little I haven't decorated these yet. This is kind of construction only. I'm going to have to come back in and decorate with just decorate them up. There is no lace going on this journal. It's not a lacy journal. So anyway, this is a little trifold that we made some time ago. I made a video of it, and this is the one that I'm going to be using today. It's in Timmy paper, so we're all right. And that's it, and it flips out like that. So that's lovely, and that will be on ours today where this one is. Okay, so that folds out like that. The Timmy flip folds out, and then we've got this photograph, which is a Timmy found relatives, I think they're called, photograph, and just stitching everywhere really. This piece here, this is a piece of acetate. It's an acetate pocket, and a couple of bits of ephemera will go in there. I just popped that in just to make sure that it actually fitted, but it does. That folds out and gives us this side pocket here, which something will need to go into. Then we've got this bit here, which has got the two pockets like that. That opens out. This has got an angled pocket here. This has got an envelope on it. That has got Velcro on. And what I'm going to do with that is these Timmy journaling cards, honestly, they are so handy. So handy. And save you having to cut your good best paper up. Which is always a good thing, I think. I hate it when I have to cut into a new sheet of 12 by 12. Fortunately, most of this is fitting on a, let's see what I've got here. I have this one. It's fitting from my 8 by 8, so I don't find that quite as much of a trauma. So that should hopefully fit down the back of there. Yeah, like that. So we've got our journaling card in the back of this envelope. Right, that's that. Have we finished all of those? No, then it flips over again. That's the two pockets that we've already seen. We haven't, however, seen this tummy tuck here. And then here we've got a couple of flips on this page, and that I think is that actually. How does it all go together then? That goes like that, yeah, and that folds in like that. Wow, I tell you, it really is. I'm going to leave that open because I know I'm going to have to refer to it. So it was all made, the base was 2 pieces of A3 black card. And I'm delighted to be using the black card because on this version I used white, and I've had to ink everything within an inch of its life, you know, to make the white go away. So yeah, it's black card. And what I did was, I have it here, I've got 7 inches there, I cut it to 7 inches high. So the full width of the A3, but cut to 7 inches high. And then I scored it at 2 3/4. Let me bring that up, and then if you want to take a screenshot, you can. 2 3/4, 7.5, and 12.5. And the second piece of A3, I cut it to, that really should say 7 inches high, and I scored it at 4.5, another 4.5, and then an inch. So you cut off this piece, the smaller piece, at the inch score mark. That's the end of that, and that's that. Okay, so the smaller bit is this bit here. This is the smaller bit, the 2 4.5s, and then the inch goes under there somehow. I don't know, we'll work on it as we go. So let's start with this smaller part here. I think that's a good place to start, which is this. So as I say, I've got most things, if not everything, sewn around. Let's just find something to keep that there, like that. Okay. Oh, that's a bit tight, isn't it? Let's move things back a bit. Everything's encroaching, as it seems to like to do. So yeah, this is the smaller bit. This is the bit of A4, not A4, it's A3. Actually, you would get this out of a piece of A4 because it's scored at 4.5, and then again at another 4.5. Then you cut it an inch beyond that. So yeah, that's 9, 10.5. You'd get that out of a piece of A4 or your US letter size, either way. Right, so these are the pieces. And this is one piece that I haven't sewn because it needs a little bit of gluing to happen to it. But this piece here is this piece with the 2 pockets on. So let's try that first. So let's just take this out of the safety pin. I had to pin everything in place because there's no way I could have remembered. So I've sewn round these. I could have sewn them directly onto the base, but I was just in full steam, so I just carried on. So I'm going to stick that one down there. Those ends are just a little long for my liking. And I'm just going to nestle it just inside the zigzag that I've done. So it's just inside the stitching. So let's stick that on first. It's great to be able to sit down and actually explain to you what I'm doing, because I have been so busy trying to get that one finished yesterday so as I could get on with this one today. So that, you know, this morning I've done all the cutting out, all the inking and all the stitching, so it's been a pretty full day already. I'm not complaining. I love junk journaling. So let's just give you some measurements here. That way. So this piece here measures 7 inches. It's actually just light of it, but nothing. And the pockets themselves measure 2¼ inches by just light of 4. So that's that one on. Let's pop the other one on. Oh, I haven't made a very good job of trimming all my thread tails. So I put thumb notches in these, and in order to get them properly lined up, I actually put both pockets together and then cut the thumb notches out, so that way they should theoretically be straight. So let's get this one stuck on. I want to leave room above it to stick something in the pocket, so does that look in any way straight? Maybe up a little bit at that side. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. Not a bad job. Right, so that's that page. Easy as that. Well, let's stick it on, shall we? Let's stick it onto where it's going, and then we really will feel like we're making progress. I'm just going to take this paper clip off, but there's stuff underneath which we'll come to next. Otherwise, it'll all get mixed up. I really love this blue paper, and I did debate whether I should put it in the journal or not, because there's not much else that's blue. And then I thought, why am I trying to second guess Tim? He put that in his paper pad, obviously thought it went, or that we would need it. And so I used it, and then as soon as I cut it and inked it and sewed around it, I thought, oh, that is just so nice. It's just a sort of a change for your eyes. It's something different to look at. So yeah, I'm pleased I used it. He does know best. Don't know why I was second guessing him. There we go. So let's get this on. Keep it more to the side. Let's move that out of the way. More to the edge and away from where it is going to bend. The crease, in fact, is the word I'm looking for. So there we are. That's that page. So just so you can get your bearings, here's the inch flap here. This is the inch flap. So this is this one. So let's just fold that, flip it over completely. There's the crease there. So we're a little way away from the crease, which is perfect. I mean, not much, but enough. So this one is a pocket. It's the angled pocket. And I used the guy. I just kind of liked him. I was debating, you know, should I use him? And I've seen other people who are using this pad trying to cut round it so they wouldn't actually have to use the fellow me lad. But I quite like him. I think he's great. So he's in my journal. Oh, look at this that we're gluing. Oh, I'm not going to say it again. I love the B side of this paper, but let's just leave it at that, because I could be saying that a lot. Well, there's cricket on at the moment, guys. In fact, it's the World Cup of cricket, so there's like 2 matches on every day, which is fabulous. It's just heaven. Because Mr. F's happy, he's got some cricket to watch. I'm really happy because I do enjoy the cricket. But I can watch the cricket, I can multitask. I can watch the cricket and I can watch YouTube. I have my earphones on, but I only have them on one ear. So I can hear if there's anything exciting happening in the cricket. And if there is, then I can pause the video I'm watching and watch what's going on. So it's the best of both worlds. So I'm really getting to see some new and different people, actually, that I don't normally get to see. Right, so that's that, the pocket. So then on this page, we've got the envelope. Now, there's a bit of jiggery-pokery going on with this envelope, to be honest with you, because the 8x8 wasn't big enough to fold over and fill all that back in. So this is what I've done. I've made the front and I've given us a 1/2 inch fold there to go under. And then I've made another one that is long enough to go from there and come over the top. So there's nothing on the back. It's naked on the back. Yeah, well, it just is. I mean, who's going to know? You open that up, you put something in it. How are you going to know there's nothing behind it? You know? So I think we're all right there, but I do need to stick these two pieces together. Down here. No, I'm not using collal. I'm using art glitter because it's quick. So a bit down there and a bit down there. And then we'll have at least a whole envelope. Well, what looks like a whole envelope, yes. So I want to get that straight, otherwise I've got no chance. Yeah, that's okay, that's flipping over enough. Let's just make sure that's straight. I don't think it was, you know. Does that look straight? Let's just get the ruler involved, shall we? It's always a good thing to find out if you're straight or not. I'm just going to fold that crease over. By now, of course, the art glitter will be dry, so if it's not straight, we're in a rare old pickle. Yeah, straight. Phew. Excellent. Right, so that can now all get glued down onto this piece, which I've inked and stitched. And I'm not going to glue all of it, as I showed you with the other one. I want to make it so it's a tummy tuck, so as you can put a journaling card right through it. So I only need to glue the sides. Hang on, what's going to happen there? Yeah, I need to glue that bit as well. No, I don't. Do I just need to glue that down? Yeah, I think so. Ooh, thinking on the job. Thinking on the job. Yeah, let's glue that down so nothing gets caught on it. Glue it down quite firmly because you don't want things that you're pushing through to get stuck on that. And they could. Right, okay. I just didn't want to cut it off there. It just wouldn't have looked right. You know, for all it's just pretending really to be an envelope. So let's glue down the sides. And this one. So I'd love to know if you're following along with this. Or if you're doing just sections of it. This is a nice section, kind of a standalone section really. Maybe down a touch from there, about there I'd say. And actually I've cut the envelope just slightly wider than the thing, so that's a bit of a pain. But I think we're all right. I think we'll be okay. Excuse me. Right, so that's going to go onto there. And we have got plenty of room for that slightly wider envelope. Let me just... That's it. Getting a numb bum, guys. I've been sitting for too long today. Right, so I need to now stick this piece onto there. And I love this as well because it's ticking. And I love ticking. Victoria, the journal boat, she always puts a piece of ticking into her kits because she knows that I absolutely love it. I love dots too, actually, for that matter. And you very often see in Victoria's kits that there's a dotty page as well. I think we all like them, actually, don't we? They're great to use for backgrounds, but you can use them in other projects as well, you know. She's got them in all sorts of colours. There we go. So let's just stick this down. Like so. So that's going to be all right there, yeah. That's going to be all right there, yeah. Now, what I did find with the prototype was, actually, that just is sticking out. No, it's all right. I think we're all right. Don't know. I'm just going to trim that. It is only a whisker, but it's going to annoy me. That is just so much better. So much better. So let's get the ink out, because that's a bit of a white line there now. Right, okay, that's fine. What I did find, this is what I was going to go on to say, with the prototype was that I actually needed to stick some Velcro down there, because this pocket, when that came over, it was getting bent. Now, I don't know if it would happen with the Timmy paper. It's, you know, thicker and firmer and more lovely. More lovely than the stuff I print out. But I think I am just going to stick on some Velcro, just... Oh, everything's just falling apart. It's all falling apart. So put them right in the corners so as that wouldn't be a possibility for it to bend. Right, that's that one. Now we need the other one. And I just place them over the one that I've already stuck down, like that. They are very keen to come off with your fingers. They're a bit of a pain actually, but they do work, so that's the main thing, isn't it? Where's my pokey tool? That might be quite good. They're super sticky, which is great. That's what you want. But get off my fingers. Let's push it down a bit. No, still wants to stick to my finger. Right, I've kind of got them now. So push that over, then press those down quite firmly. There's a load of Velcro landed on the floor. Sorry, did it not? Yeah. Oh, I thought it had all come undone. Thanks, Mr. F.
You're welcome.
I had visions of Catkin getting in amongst it. So they should now, and they do, they open perfectly, and they're just going to hold those corners in place. Right, so that's that page done. Let's fold it over, and this is the page on the back of that, which is the tummy tuck page, this one. Now, I haven't sewn round that. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to use that side, that's right. I had a Brit moment. Thought I'd use the Union Jack. So, yeah, that's the way it's going. Now, I've sewn round both of those, but I haven't sewn round the whole thing because I'm going to sew it all together once I've placed it. So what I do to make sure it's central, and I'm sure you've seen me do this before, I just measure the piece it's going onto, which is 4 3/8. That's convenient. Let me just budge it across a little bit so it's 4 1/2. So that's 2 1/4. So that's the centre that it's going onto there. Do the same up here. It just helps because sometimes you can get these things off kilter and they look awful and you've got to live with it for life then. I hate it. So that's 2 1/4, so that's 1 1/8. Let's just mark 1 1/8 there. Of course it doesn't help if you don't make your marks in the centre. So let me just stick that on there. You've seen how to do it. You just line those marks up and I'll sew around there and I'll join you back once I've done that. Right, I'm back. I've glued and sewn and whatever, and I must be honest with you, I also had my lunch. So yeah, that wasn't all I was doing. Mr. F was cooking up a storm and yeah, so I took time out to eat. Because it, uses all your energy up, all this gluing and cutting and stuff, malarkey. So rather than sitting here being hungry, I have eaten. Very nice it was too. And Mr. F's also got the fire on. He's been a busy bunny. So it's, well, it wasn't cold in here before. I wouldn't have said it was cold, but as the day wears on and the sun goes down, it does invariably get colder, doesn't it? So we've got that on as well, so it's sorted out. So I just need to show you guys how to do this, and then we'll all be sorted. So make sure that you're far enough away from the crease line that you're not interfering with it. And that's that on there. And that, I think, like I say, I still need the bits for the pockets, and this tummy tuck needs something behind it, obviously. But I think the most important thing to do at the minute is just get through this, build it, do the building. So let's just see where we're at. Right, so we've done the small flippy flappy. Let's bring this one in. We've done this bit, that's the bit that we've done. So by the looks of it, it looks like this flip, this little hinge here, goes underneath that page there. So let's just make sure of what we're doing. Yeah, that's the end. So it goes, oh blimey, there's loads on that page. I'm just going to stick it on and I'll come back to that, to all this lot, because there's quite a lot of goings on there. So I'm just going to put some colour on. That's Bobby, he's looking out the window and it's time for the kids to come home from school. So there's always lots to see and lots to talk about for him. And he likes us to know exactly what's going on, so he does that. He sort of barks under his breath. Right, so these are the pieces we need for this. So and that piece as well. So I want this in here, but I don't want to impede that hinge. So let's see. Let's put it on like that and then let's see where we are. Just need a little bit further along there. So I'm going to fold that so I know that I'm not impeding it. Maybe that's shoved that along a good way. That's going to be okay, I think. I reckon that's good. Good. No glue seeping out. No nothing going on. I think we're all right. Let's just check which way that goes. Does it goes like that, does it, with the pockets on the top? I wish somebody would give me a map of this. Yeah, it seems to go that way with the pockets on the top. So let's see if we can do that. So it actually folds that way. Right. Okay. And that's going to come over there. Yeah, I think that's all right. I think we're all right. Oh. gap there? Oh, because that's a different thing, because this is this. Nearly had a heart attack when I saw that gap down there and thought, what on earth is that? But it's nothing to do with this. That's now in and fixed. So let's leave that like that to think about things. And this is the page that goes here. So let's do it, seeing as we've got it off the journal. I'm going to have to take that paper clip out and hope that the things behind don't get lost, which they very well might, because I need to do something to this. I've got something on that page that I want to show you. So let's just clip all this lot back on while I show you what's to do. Right. This page, you've seen me do it before, you've seen me do it in Mr. Green. It's got two flaps on it, like that. That's the side I've chosen as the right side. And the flaps themselves measure 5 inches. Okay, so they're 5 inches tall, and I've cut them like that. So I've creased it there at 1/2 inch, so it will go into that slit that we've cut like that, and it almost reaches the edge. So cut yours at whatever distance gives you that right to the edge. And the other one, this one, oh, I haven't cut the bit for it yet. That's what I wanted to show you. It's really easy, and I'm quite sure you'd have figured it out yourself, but this is what I do. I make a mark in pencil on the wrong side. It's much easier to do it on the wrong side, because then you can make your big thick pencil mark, etc. Let's just get the right ruler for the job. Right, so I'm using my craft knife. I find it easiest with that. But if you're not used to using craft knives, please be careful. So I'm just going to put my ruler up just slightly to the side of that line, just slightly. And I made a mark here where to start and finish. So I'm going up there just to the finish mark. And I'm going to go over that again just in case. Right, there we are. Now turn it round and cut out another line, but just to the other side of the mark. So you will have a thin sort of strip. That will come out and allow us to put our flip in. There we are. And I just want to cut the ends. Please be careful if you're not used to using a craft knife, and when you've finished with it, always put the blade away, even if there's no children, no pets, no nothing, because it's going to be on your desk, and 10 to 1 on you will catch it at some stage, and they're sharp. So there we have it. We have our piece with 2 slits in it, this slit and this slit. I'm just going to quickly ink around that. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit of ink like that. Right, so now we can move on again to assembling. So we've got one that goes in there that we know, and just have to sometimes just fiddle with it in the groove to get it exactly where you want it. And then this one here, this is just in case we didn't have enough flips and flaps in the thing. That's all this is for. Which will go there, like that. So you can push it back in the slot so you can't actually see the slot. But do allow enough room for it to open. It does need room. All the flips and flaps and stuff that we do, they all need room. you need to make that allowance. So let's stick these on. I can't remember, did I make them both the same? Yes, they're both the same, so we're all right. I did toy with the idea of having them different size, but I think that would have just befuddled my brain just slightly too much. Right, so that's where we want that one, and I'm going to use Collall for this just because it will give me a tiny little window of opportunity. Yeah, let's call it that, a window of opportunity. Let's say that rather than fiddle factor. So let's fold that over and stick that down. But because it's Collall, we can have another look at this and make sure it is exactly straight down there, and it is. It jolly well is. So get your bone folder, give that a good crease down. The fact that it will be folded within a book and within a book and within a book means that they will eventually stay down. I mean, they just, they will, because of the sheer pressure of other things on them. So that's where I want that one. And again with the Collall. This whole page is going to be stuck down, so, don't worry too much. I've just moved that flap, so it's probably not exactly where I want it, but I can have a look on this side. So I want them lined up, and that isn't quite. That is there, that's lovely. So let's press that down. That's great, that's exactly what I was after. Marvellous. Right, I've got glue on there, it doesn't matter, they're going to be covered up, and they're going to be covered up with these two Timmy pieces. I'm going to use the red, I quite like it. I could have used the tickets on the other side, which I also like, and we're just literally going to stick those over the flaps, like that. And then on the back side, oh, look at all that glue seeping. Let's just wipe that off before it causes us problems. Check this one. Yes, it's a bit gluey as well. Okay. Right, so yeah, let's stick these on in place. We are making progress. It's the red side that I wanted, so glue on this side. You can make your flaps different if you want to. Don't have to be the same pattern. But as I say, we will be coming back in, and these flaps here, this quite large flat surface, that's fair pickings, I would say, for decorating. Lovely, let's just get that over there. Just on the edge. Lovely. Same with this one. I don't think there's an up and a down on this paper, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't have to worry about that. If you're doing something like the wallflower one or whatever that have got a definite pattern going one way, then you do need to take that into allowance. That's not right, is it? You don't say take it into allowance. You have to allow for it. That's a bit better. And that's the same, just over the flip. Make sure it's square. Lovely. Okay, so now we just need to put on the backs, and I've just used tea stained paper, that's all. It's very light as well, actually, but it's fine. I haven't sewn around it because it would have just made it too bulky, I think, but you can if you want. So let's pop that on there. they're really quite straightforward, these. You just have to think it through first. That's the thing. There we are, and then the last bit goes on here. Then we finished that page, just needs stuck into the book. It's got a little folded over, curled over corner. But that's not the end of the world, is it? Honestly, Mr. F seems to be filling my colour bottle every day, it feels like. So much sticking to do. Right, there we are. That's great. It's a little bit of journaling there, but almost more importantly, on the other side, we've got plenty of room to decorate it up. So that's there. That's lovely and straight. That's there. Yeah. Good job. Right, where's my thing gone? Here it is. Okay, so I am going to have to lose that now and just come and stick this in here. Paying attention to where the creases are. So let's get that in. See, it looks really plain like that, but I think once we've decorated it, it'll look lovely. That's my plan anyway. I don't know whether to race ahead and get all the construction done and then come back and do the pretty. Well, it's Tim, so it's not going to be pretty. Or to sort of decorate as I go. I don't know which is best really. Try and always get some glue in your stitches because they are always the bits that are reluctant to stick. I might do a little bit more before I come back and do the decoration. I think you feel like you're getting on if you're getting the construction done. Making progress. Right, so let's pop that there. That's all a bit too close, so let's move it across a little bit. Just give it that little bit of breathing room there. That's great. Marvellous. I think that's fine. We'll just make sure that we've got that bit there glued down quite firmly. And this bit here, because that's the bit that's going to take the strain, as it were. Take the strain. Sounds like what do you call it? Tug of war match. Yeah, that's what this feels like a bit, to be fair. Right, so the best thing to do then would be to do the back of that, I think. Because everything's falling off it anyway, so we might as well. Right, so it is the bit that's going to go right on the back. And it'll come as no surprise to you when I tell you it's going to be a big envelope like this. These are always what I put on the back. They just work for me, so if it ain't broken. So I've already cut out my piece. I cut it out from 12 by 12 and just made a little, you've seen me do this so many times, and I've done some gussets. Let's just move this to the side while we, whoa, that didn't work very well. While we work just on the envelope. Right, so this is 2 inches and I've scored it at every 1/2 inch, and you need to make a concertina with it like that. And you're going to stick it into there like that. So we just want to cut off that top corner at an angle so it sits more nicely in the envelope. and we're going to glue with this stuff, the name of which escapes me, art glitter glue, because it sticks quickly. And we're just going to stick that down right up to the top. Get your point right up to the top, and make sure that you flush with the side. So right to the top and flush with the side. And you'll notice that I have stopped about 1/2 inch away from the bottom. And that's, you can't get this all in the bottom, it's too bulky for it. So you need to stop a little distance up from the bottom, just to make sure that you've got enough room. That's fine. Let's do the same with the other side, which is this one. Is that it? Goes like that. No, it goes like that. It's always these little bits that catch you out, isn't it? Yeah, it goes like that. So I'm just going to put a notch, a V in there as well. That's going to go there. So I need my glue on here. Honestly, guys, you've watched me make so many of these now. I'm sure you're bored of it. So same thing, put your corner right in your corner. Make sure that's straight down the side of the envelope, like that. That's nice. That's great. Lovely. And then, actually, before I do that, I think it would be easier to put the closure, the string and button closure on it. So I'm going to do that first. So I've cut out these inch rounds out of inch circles out of with my 1 inch cutter, this punch, and I've stuck, it's fairly thick craft card, so I've stuck two together, and these are just single ones. They're going to be for the back. And out of that I made with a smaller hole on the crocodile through the centre. So I just need to mark where they're going to go. So get your ruler out, and that measures 7 inches, just light of 7 inches actually. And I want to put that fairly central on there really, to be honest, at 3.5, so about there. Let's just check that that's going to look all right there. It's not going to come too far there. No. Might just move it down a little bit to there. Is that going to be all right? Yeah. Okay. And then we need to mark the corresponding one on this side. So 3.5. Which is there. I think about there's probably fine really. Okay, so let's punch those holes out. With the larger of the holes. And I want this one. Lovely. And I'm going to set these with brads, not the eyelets that I would normally use. So I'm going to just pop that there, push a brad through, a long-holed brad. These are long-legged. I don't really want them long-legged. I mean, look at the length of the legs. It's ridiculous. They're over 1 inch. Let's just measure that. 1.25 inches, those legs. Who needs legs that long? Not I. So that goes through there and through there. Then you squash it out and you ask Mr. F if you would kindly chop some of the legs off for me, please, because they're just too much. More than I can manage, more than I can deal with. Oh, that one's not so long. Try that one as well. So I'll hand this over to Mr. F and he'll sort us out for when we come back. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, okay, Mr. F has performed his magic, and look at that. So I've got 2 buttons with a brad in the centre of each, just for a change really. You can use eyelets if you want, and I've cut these 2 single pieces of craft just to go on the back, just to hide those legs. So let's get those stuck on. I mean, I'm not envisaging a huge amount of use for this envelope, but you know, you never know, and you always have to make things as if they are going to have a lot of use, because you don't want them dropping apart. That would just be awful. So there we are, that's that one, and then the same. So he's cut the legs down, as you can see, just to make it bit more reasonable, otherwise I would have had to have done a 3-inch circle. Oh dear me. So that's that there. Just make sure you've got the legs covered. Press it down. I know the art glitter will stick, so I don't have a problem with that. Right, there we are. Now I can... Oh, got a long thread there, whatever that's playing at, I don't know. Okay, so now we can make it into an envelope just by putting glue on these pieces, folding it over, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. So for this procedure, we need the glue on both pieces at once, because after you've glued one piece down, you can't get in to do the other side. So put your glue on both sides, both of the little flat pieces. Well, gussets, I suppose they are more correctly, really. There we are, we've got our glue on there. So, get it, I like it better this way. Hold those down, fold them over like that, and make sure that you've got them right on the edge. Nice and straight. And this one right on the edge. Yeah, they're looking good, actually. Looking good. So that's the gussets for our gusseted envelope. It opens up nicely. Oh yes, I like it. This is my favourite of all the sheets of Tim Holtz. This sheet, I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's that. I'll glue it on the page before I put the string on it. Just make it a little bit more sturdy. Let's budge that over a bit so I can see where I'm going, and that bit there. So that's where it's going to go. I think I put it that way on the other one. It doesn't really make a difference, to be honest, but I'll go with that. Back to the collal. Little Catkins got kind of used to going outside now. Well, when I say outside, I don't mean actually outside. When we open our back door, it's sort of the first of 2 back doors. There's a, I don't know what you call it, outhouse, a laundry room. Yeah, originally when the house was built, it was built as a coal bunker. I mean, they must have thought they were going to get through a lot of coal, because it's actually quite a big room. But he just goes out and he goes into there and he just messes around, see what he can see. But he likes it, he likes being out there. So now when we open the door to let Bob out, he goes out as well. And then, provided that you can show him something that he thinks is a treat, He just comes straight back in. He's so motivated by food. I have never known a cat be quite so motivated by food, actually. I don't know if it's Bob rubbing off on him. I don't know what it is, but if he thinks there's a treat in it for him, he's there. I can tell you. So he's straight in like that. One of these days he will go outside. I know he will, and I'll be worried to death about him. But as it stands, we're all right. Right, so now I want to put my string closure on that. So I'm just gonna use this ribbon. Well, I hope I'm going to use this ribbon. I hope it's going to be all right. I don't really need that much, but I've got that much now. I've ordered some brown ribbon as well to go with the... I'm going to need to cut this off. That's him crying because he can't get out. When he goes out, he doesn't do anything anyway, so I don't know. Right, I tell you what, let's just do another one at the top. Just because this is ribbon, not string. I'm just going to tie another knot in there. Lovely. So I can cut this tail end off. I don't need it. Oh, didn't make a very good job of that. And then it just goes round the buttons. First time you've sort of got to persuade it a little bit, really. Like that. Round there. This would be easier with string. There we go, we're all right. Like that. And just once more around this one. Yeah, I might get rid of this and put string on, we'll see. I'll do it a few times so it's, you know, it becomes easier to do and see if that's all right, but let's just cut that there. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it as it is for a while. Yeah, for all of 5 minutes. That bit just wasn't tight enough. So round there, and it's really funny ribbon, this. It's quite stiff. Wasn't expecting that. There we are. Yeah, I think that's going to be absolutely fine. I think so. Right, okay, so we were going along this side, weren't we? We'd done the pockets, the tummy tuck, the flips. So now it's down to this fine gentleman here. Yeah, look at him. He's great, isn't he? And he is going to go behind there, like that. I really like him. So what I'm going to do is put some art glitter just around this frame here, just to stick him where we want him. I didn't mean to go quite that close actually, but it doesn't matter. So now I can see where I would like him placed in the frame. About there, I would say. That looks pretty good. So it's not straight on the back. I don't care. He looks perfect on the front, and that's all that matters. He's at the angle that I want him on the front. I like that. So now I can just use my collal and stick all of that down to the page. Just go around the edge first so I know where I am. Right, bit on the back of the photo. Okay, let's get that stuck down. And there's nothing else going on this page, this is it. I thought he deserved a little sort of flip all of his own, that he was worthy of that. I still think that's the case. I think he looks great there. I really like him. He's one of my favourites, actually. I like him. There you go. You haven't even got a name. I don't quite know what to call him. Please tell me in the comments what you think he should be called. Right, so that's all 4 of these pieces done. The pockets, the tummy tuck, the flips, and this fella. So let's turn it over now, because we've got the ones on the other side to do. Ha ha, you thought you were getting away with it. No chance. Right, so this one, right, this is glued down where it shouldn't be. I don't know why that should be. Don't tear. I do not know why that's glued there. Let's get this scalpel at work. Does seem to be, that's it, to come off. That's fine. Don't know, there must have been a dot of glue or something there. Does happen. Right, so I'm going to remember in my scatterbrain mind that there is a bit of a tear there, you can see, that needs sorting, but I can decorate that. I can include that in the decoration. So I'm not going to go ahead now and do anything that I would regret. I'll just come along later and do it when I'm doing everything else. But I want this to be in 2 pockets, so I need a bit of glue. That's where I should have put the glue, but I didn't. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just kind of on that midway line there, just to make that into two pockets, so as whatever we put in the middle isn't going to slide its way down. Whatever we put in the top pocket, I should have said, isn't going to slide its way down beyond that middle. That's fine there. Right, so it is acetate that I've put behind these windows, and I've just cut them out with, I measured them out, and I'll tell you that it measures 7 inches in total. It's in, the top part is 1 inch, the middle part is 1 inch, and the bottom part is 1 inch, and there's 1/2 inch border on this side and that side. And then I just cut them out, so the squares themselves measure 2 inches square, which is kind of what I wanted, because these Timmy journaling cards are 2 inches, and I thought that they would go in there quite nicely. Let's get one out and you'll see what I'm on about. Come on. You know you want to come out. Like that. So they will fit in there. Don't know where that long end's come from. They will just go in there nicely. Like that. And fit perfectly. So that, you know, we don't need worry anymore about journaling cards or anything. Tags, they will fit really well in there. So that's that. So I've sewn around it and everything else, and it's just time now to glue it on. I've got so many long ends, don't know where they've come from. There might be long ends I've cut off before. I haven't made it to the bin. So let's glue this down. I'm not sorry to be losing this picture, to be fair, the sort of sepia picture of photographs. I mean, if you wanted to fussy cut them, they'd be brilliant. But at the moment, I'm just looking for big pieces of paper, really, or card. There might come a time when I will want to fussy cut them, when I'm looking for decoration, but we'll see. Lovely. So we'll pop this one down, and we want it on this edge, on the outside edge, as much as possible. Just trying to think where where my string's supposed to go. That could be tricky if I've forgotten where my string was supposed to go. It goes on the end, and the other piece goes where? Oh, it comes out from underneath that envelope. Oh, that's a shame, I haven't put it in. So it comes in from under there. I don't think I can lift that up now, I've already stuck that down. Maybe. Maybe it's possible. Yeah, it is possible. Yeah, I'm just getting there. I don't know if I can get any glue in there with it, right? But it's just, where's midway? About there. Yeah, it just suddenly occurred to me, where does my string come out of? So I just need to open that up, drop this in, just like that. See how much of that I can get under there. Like I say, this is very weird ribbon. Which way are you coming out? It's hard to see where it is. There it is. Let's just push that in. That's it. It's going in really nicely. Actually. But I do need to get some glue in there with it. Oh dear, these things happen, don't they? They do happen. And unlike other people, I don't just edit them out. Right, I need that to be down at about, that's about 7, so I need this to be about 3.5. And at the moment it's at 4. So I need to push that down a bit to there. It is behaving rather better than I thought it might. It is letting me do this. So yeah, that's about right there. So let's see what glue I can get in there. Let's try with the art glitter because it's got a long, fine nozzle on it. So I'm literally stuffing that full with glue. Let's just dab off the excess, we don't want that. And then apply a bit of pressure and hopefully that will hold. I can't see why it wouldn't, to be honest. It's got half a thing of art glitter glue in it, so I imagine it's going to hold. Right, that's kind of dealt with that calamity, I think. Let's cut a bit of that off there. Phew! Right, where was I when I was rudely interrupted by a calamity? There, is that right? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, that's right. Don't panic. Don't panic. Right, so this one is just plain. It's plain because it's going to have the little trifold that we did on it. So let's put this one down. It's an easy one, isn't it? Straight piece of paper. Let's put the blade of my knife away. I love this paper as well. I love it. And I look, you see this sort of false aged tape there that's sort of gone yellow. I have a plan. I have a plan to make tape that looks like that because I think it looks fantastic. I love it. And it's got to do with sellotape and alcohol glues and alcohol inks, yeah, sorry. Thanks, Mr. F. And tomorrow, when I show you how we're going to attach this into the journal, I will also show you my plan for falsely aging sellotape. And it's a good one, you'll like it. Well, if you like aged sort of things, you will. If you don't, you won't. So let's move that along out of the way of all the crease lines. Let's pick up that glue. And we're nearly there. We really are nearly there, I think. Unless I've missed something out. Right, that's grand, that's lovely. Now then, when we creased our original, that goes like that, so you stay there. When we creased our original piece of A3, this was the bit on the end. This was the bit that was the score at 2 3/4. This 2 3/4 here was the bit that we scored over. And it's going to be a pocket. It's going to be a side pocket like this. So I've sewn around it, I've put a thumb notch in it, inked around it, and that's going to go there like that. And then this is just going to go here, like this, just underneath it. But there's no point, you don't need a full page. There's no point using a full page up when, you know, 2/3 or whatever will do you. So that's what I thought. I'm not using all of that when I can have some remnants. So yeah, we are very nearly at the end, which is a good job because I think that's plenty enough for one day, don't you? I think if you can get this done, you'll be doing really well. So let's pop that on there. Just keep it away from the crease, of course, as ever. Like that. Lovely. That's great. And then this folds over. I'm going to do that without glitter. And of course we need a journaling card for in here, or something. It doesn't need anything that's too thick, I don't think, to be honest. So a journaling card is probably about as much as it would stand. So fold that over. I've got a bit of splodgy glueness going on, but that's okay. Give that a crease down so it gets the idea to stay there. Lovely. That's great. And then there's just this piece to prop on there like that. That looks like I haven't inked that. Dear, oh dear. I think that's the only bit I've come across that I haven't inked, so I've done okay really. I think I told you yesterday I'm using Black Soot is the name of the distress ink I'm using. You of course can use any. For the other one, the pseudo Timmy book, I'm using Ground Espresso, which I must say I'm really liking. I like it a lot. It's very difficult inking after you've stitched. You know, always try and do it before if you can. But obviously this one I forgot. It escaped me. So there we go. That's that. Stick this down. You can stick it down completely because the pocket is this bit. This is just the decoration. Oh, I hadn't forgotten to do it. I'd done it in that paper. What a ninny. What a ninny. I bet you're all watching. You go and you inked the other side. I know, but I didn't hear you. So, last piece. Well, nearly the last piece. We've got the trifold to attach, but that's no big deal. So just get that over your black like that. Lovely. Make sure you've got, no, glitter hasn't stuck yet, so I need to check that actually, make sure it does stick. So there we go, that's that. Right, so now we just need to attach the trifold, which is this one, and it gets attached. That is such a good question. Let's just see. That goes like that. That goes there. What happens here? I do not know. Does that go there? And that go there? Is that right? Hasn't glued down yet. This is the thing, sometimes you really just have to leave it for a minute and let everything dry up before you can just move on to the final part. But let's just have a look at what we've got here and what we've got here and see if they are in any way similar. Right, so we've got our this way, yeah, like that. So we've got our side pocket, our envelope, our angled pocket, and they fold over, and that gives us this double pocket. Then we've got the chap. Right, that goes onto there. When that opens up, we should have the flips and the tummy tuck. Yes, we do. Right, so how did it close? That's the question. Like that. Okay. So this one folds in there. No. Where's the plain page? It's there. On the other side of the chap. Oh, I'll have to come back to you in a minute. I need to sort this out. Right, well, I'm not sure that this is exactly the same as the other one. I think somewhere along the line I've had a flip or a flap or a flipping disaster or something, I don't know, but I've solved it, the problem, it works. So that's my string, which I think has stuck quite well. This is my inside flippy bit that we made. This comes over like that with the acetate windows in. This comes over like that. So our string is here, and we've still got our trifold. Now, I might have to just kind of, I think the way to do this is to attach this trifold here. So that's the inside, that's the sort of jazzy bit. So if I attach this trifold here and put another bit, this can be decorated, I mean, beautifully decorated, and put the other bit of string coming out here to match this, we can still tie it up. So everything in the garden's relatively rosy. The thing is, the bit I'm going to stick on is this bit, so I don't really want this pocket on there. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of butchery and see if I can get that pocket off. It's stuck down well, I shall give it its dues. I imagine that was art glitter, so it's done a good job. I just don't want the bulk, that's why I'm trying to get this off. Because nobody will see it, but I think it'll just add to the bulk unnecessarily. Blimey, I always put a bit extra at the tops just to make sure, and I can tell you, it works. Oops, that's getting dangerously close to the other paper. Right, so yes, it is a little bit of butchery going on there, but that's going to go down onto that side and nobody will ever be the wiser. No, they definitely won't. But just in case they think they might be the wiser, actually I've done that in brown, so I'm just going to put a bit of ink down there. Not with my pokey stick, I'm not, it's never going to work. So yeah, I'm just going to ink that up like that. Yeah, I think somewhere along the line we've come a bit unstuck, but it doesn't matter. We have this solution in hand. I might have to put a bit of Velcro or something on there. We'll see how it goes. It might. I mean, at the moment it's staying perfectly flat, and that's all you can ask of anything, really. Right, so I'm going to put some ribbon on here, so we can tie the whole book up. So pencil, yeah, here. So that's the centre line, and that's the centre line. So it's just, no, don't be stupid. That's the centre. That's the centre. I don't know what that first mark was about. Right, oh, right, oh, ribbon, where are you? So I'm just literally going to glue that there, and how much do I need? About the same as I've got on the other side, which is probably way too much, but you know, let's err on the side of safety. And let's stick this down with a bit of art glitter. Don't want to go right to the edge with the art glitter. Pop that down on there. Like that. That's lovely. Yeah, that's going to be great. And I'm just going to put a bit of this stuff. Washi, yes, Tim Holtz washi. Just over the end of it, just to protect whatever's above it. Just about there, I think, will be fine. So let's burnish that whole lot down. Right. Now, if I'm making this into a pocket, which I'd like to do, I'd like to make this one into a pocket there, so you can slide things in there. I'm going to have to be careful because that will get caught. So I'm going to put some more washi over that, just so there's nothing for anything to get caught on when we're sliding things in and out of that pocket. So just another little bit of washi. Like that, that's fine. And that will prevent, you know, whatever we put in now will just sail freely into the pocket. Okay, so that's going there. So what I need to do is put some glue round, not this side, round these three sides here, and stick that down as a pocket on the front. Let's just check which ones. Yeah, not this one. Okay, and this is going to get stuck just inside the stitching about there. Lovely, let's open that up out of the way so we can press this down, get good fix for it. I've got glue on my hands. When I started this, the sun was really, really bright, and I can tell you now it's dark. So, yeah, it's been a long old day. So yeah, I mean, they could have pockets in them or whatever, but I do like the fact that it lies flat. This, however, will have something tucked into it. One of Tim's cards of some description. You know, not that one, but that sort of thing. So that's that done. That's that done. That's it, all done. We are done. That just needs to get tied into a bow. And that's that section done and dusted. Yeah, I've got way too much ribbon, but I'm not going to cut it off until... I shall keep that tag, there's nothing wrong with that. That pocket, however, has seen better days, so it can go. But that's that. That is the section. These are too long as well, goodness me. Where was I going with these? A pair of scissors at work would be good. Yeah, so there we are. That is that complete section, and it's going to go into the journal, which I can't show you at the moment because it's got some serious weight on it. Pressing down the first section that we did, but I can show you this one. That's the faux Timmy. We did that. We finished that today. And this is going to go there like that. So that's going to be the front, that's going to be the back. It's going to be held on ribbon in some sort of way that I will show you tomorrow. So there we are. I hope you had fun. Honestly, it is a bit of a brain teaser, this. I'm not going to pretend it's anything else, but it is a brain teaser. But it's so nice when you get it right. What happens here? I don't know. I've no idea. I've given up the ghost of trying to work out how things fold. That goes there like that. Is that it? I don't know. I do not know. Anyway, join me again very soon when I'll have resolved which flips go where and whatever, and I will have devised some new flips and flaps and all sorts of things like that. So yeah, it's good fun. It really is. It's a lot of fun. So I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for bearing with me. Bye now.